Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Lunch with Lisa. I am Lisa. I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, and I am a coach who helps people heal their bodies and move through these transitional times. So we are living in very transitional times at the moment. So how are you all doing? Are you able to rise above the storm? Hey, Michelle, nice to see you. So we have a big storm happening out in the world, and we have all been advised to seek shelter. So what's really going on? Why are we going inside? Hey, Michelle Falkowski, too. Nice to see you. So thanks for joining. If anybody has any questions today, please feel free to post them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to ask or to answer. So what's really happening? On the surface, it appears that we're being attacked by a microbe. And that microbe is spreading and that everybody is in danger. That's what it appears as on the surface. However, there's much, much, much more happening than what appears to be happening. The Earth is at the end of a 26,000 year cycle. And, oh, hey, Johnny, nice to see you. And Lisa, nice to see you. So the Earth is at the end of a 26,000 year cycle. We are just like moving from winter into spring. Winter is a different season than the spring. So the Earth rotates around the universe, around our Milky Way galaxy in cycles. And we're coming to the end of one cycle and we're moving into a new cycle. So this particular cycle is a cycle of moving from one layer of consciousness up into a different layer of consciousness. The Earth is literally moving into a new neighborhood. We're moving into a new bandwidth. So in this bandwidth, there is more light, there's more lightness, there is a greater vision. It's like moving up from street level up to the top of a skyscraper. You have one view at street level, and at street level, all you can see are the buildings directly around you. But when you get up to the top on the observation deck, you can see for miles and miles. This is what's happening with our consciousness at this point. The human awareness is expanding. We're kind of moving up this elevator so that we can have a better view, so that we can start to see more of what's going on. So what is going on? Well, a lot of old illusions are needing to be shattered in order for us to move up into this higher bandwidth of frequency. All of the stuff that is out of balance has to be rebalanced because we're moving into a layer of consciousness that is very balanced. So everything that is out of balance, all of the old illusions and misperceptions of humanity that we've been living with for eons, for 26,000 years, these misperceptions and illusions have to be shattered. So one of the biggest illusions, one of the misperceptions, is the attack and being attacked. So we cause our own wars by assuming that either we're going to be attacked, so we put up a front to try to protect ourselves, or we assume that somebody or something is going to attack us. So what happens is the consciousness generates the circumstances. So humans, we've been at war with each other. We've been at war with all kinds of things. We got the war on drugs. We got the war on cancer. We've got the wars in the Middle East. Now we have war with a microbe. So humanity has been living in this light and dark. and this freedom and slavery, this peace and war. So one of the things that has to happen is we have to get rid of the duality. The light and the dark are magnetically hooked together in this layer of consciousness where we are. In this third dimensional bandwidth, there's a bandwidth where everything is conditional. There is nothing that's unconditional where we have been living. There, even though we say, you know, love is unconditional, well, it actually isn't in the third dimension. It is in the higher dimensions, absolutely. There's nothing conditional in the higher dimensions. But light and dark are hooked together electromagnetically where we've been living. So we can't have the good without the bad. We can't have the light without the dark. But what's happening now is that we are able to start separating out the light from the dark. We're able to start enlightening ourselves, meaning bringing more light into our bodies, bringing more awareness into our consciousness. And what we're starting to realize is that things are not always as they have appeared to be. And one of the things that appears to be, which is not, is actually this attack conflict. We believe that we're being attacked by a microbe. However, this is actually not what's happening. The science of German New Medicine has proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that the germ theory was in fact simply a theory, but we have based all of our medical protocols on this theory. So one of the things that we as humanity have to start to realize is that there are other ways of looking at what's happening. There are other ways of looking at what's going on with our bodies, other than that our bodies are being attacked by cancer or a disease or a microbe. And we have to start looking from a different point of view, looking from a different perception. Because when we believe that we are being attacked, then we put up our defenses. What is happening? And we end up just creating war after war. Now we're creating a war in ourselves, but it's the same principle that's going on. Our belief of being attacked by a microbe, it's the same thing, whether we're being attacked by a human enemy, one country against another. All wars have to cease now. And we are being guided to go within. We are literally being told to go inside our homes, but this is also a metaphor of going inside, going within, and starting to wake ourselves up, starting to tap into our inner knowing, starting to look from a broader perspective. There are so many different levels and layers to what's happening here. The earth is moving through this 26,000 year cycle into a brand new era. And in this brand new era, we have a brand new earth, brand new humans. Our bodies are being upgraded. Our DNA is being upgraded in every moment of every day. For every human, we're not consciously aware of this DNA upgrade. The majority of humans are not aware of this, but those of us that have been aware of this have been experiencing this. Our bodies are changing. We are moving from a carbon-based body to a crystalline-based body, which will eventually lead into a plasma-based body. We are pure light. When you put our cells underneath a microscope, all you get is light. But that light has become so densely packed that it's densified our consciousness as well. And we end up with a very dense, compact consciousness. And we can only see the surface of what's going on. We can only see a small portion of what's actually happening. So we are being infused with light all the time. We have help from the non-physical realms. We are being flooded with light. We are being flooded with new awareness. Those of us that are aware of the non-physical beings around us, we have help from multiple dimensions. So in order to start rising above this storm, we have to be able to start to raise our awareness in a way that we can start seeing more of what's actually happening. We have to start going inside and realizing that each and every one of us is fully capable of managing our own energy. We can each rebalance our own body. We can each keep our bodies healthy, balanced, and aligned. But in order to do that, we have to start noticing the non-physical parts of us. We have to start noticing the light body, the energy body that each and every one of us has. It's from that energy body that we control our own destiny. So we have to start looking within. We have to start noticing our own energy and have ways to start clearing out all of the old, heavy, dense energy, all of the negative, all of the shadow, all of that darkness has to be gotten rid of. The fear, the angst, the anger, the anxiety, the depression, the self-doubt, all of that stuff has to be cleared out. And we're being given this opportunity now to go within, to get quiet. Look what's happened already. As the earth has gotten quiet, the canals of Venice have cleared, the dolphins have returned. The skies over many countries now that have been dark and polluted have started to clear. Mother Earth is springing back to life. She is healing herself as we go inside and we stop all of the noise of our everyday lives. Mother Earth is healing herself. She's clearing herself. This is one thing that is happening now on a broader perspective. When we start to see these bigger picture things, we can start to focus on them. And the more of us that can focus on the bigger picture, the more of us that can hold the vision of this earth renewing herself, of each one of us renewing ourselves, just as the earth is. As we have gotten quiet, we have gone into our homes. Look what is happening across the planet. People are reaching out to each other. People are standing on their balconies at a certain time of night, and neighborhoods are singing together. People are banding together to help each other. Families are getting close again. They're talking again. Look at this. There's some amazing benefits to what's happening. And we can either get focused on, oh my God, this is terrible, we're being attacked, or we can start to look at the broader perspective. We can start to see what else is happening. And what we focus on increases. So as humanity, the way we get ourselves out of this predicament is to start banding together and focusing on what it is we truly want. We want a healthy, balanced environment. We want the earth that we live upon to be beautiful and pristine and being the amazing planet that replenishes and rejuvenates herself, that is full of abundance. She provides for us when we provide the space for her to rebalance herself. And just as the earth body rebalances itself, our bodies can rebalance themselves as well, but they can only rebalance themselves to the extent that we allow the body to. We have to start to trust our bodies. And because we have been living under the misperception that diseases and viruses are attacking us, we have inadvertently been stopping our own healing processes. All of the symptoms and signs that happen to our bodies, coughing, fever, congestion, these are all ways that the body heals itself. But because we have been looking at these symptoms as, oh my God, there's something wrong with me, we have inadvertently been attacking the very things that are trying to help us. It is scientifically, clinically proven that the bacteria and viruses that are, even if the viruses exist, there is still not 100% clinically proven that the viruses even exist. However, what has been proven is that the virus, that the bacteria in our bodies are not attacking the bodies, but are actually in the body to help the body heal itself. When we get an infection, that is, those microbes are in the body to help the body clear itself out and rebuild itself. But because we have just simply assumed that that our bodies are being attacked by this bacteria, we have inadvertently been trying to kill off the very things that are helping the body. So we have to start looking from a new perspective. The science that proves all of this is called German New Medicine. It's a thing. It's been around for 40 years, but it hasn't been widely accepted or distributed for multiple reasons. However, when you start to look at what it actually is telling us, what it's telling us is our bodies are responding to our emotions. And when we go into fear or anxiety, or we feel like we're being attacked, well, when we feel like we're being attacked, the lungs respond to that. When we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, those conflicts go into our bones and joints. Our bodies are designed to respond to every type of conflict that we go through as humans. And every human goes through different types of conflicts. But we as humanity are going through a massive conflict right now. We're going through a massive phase of fear. And we fear that we're being attacked. So the lungs, when we feel that we're being attacked, the lungs are actually building up more cells. Why? Because they're giving us more opportunity to have oxygen availability so that we can weather the attack. So one of the things that's happening is when we go into healing, our lungs get congested. Why? Because the bacteria go into the lungs when we go into healing, and then they start breaking down the extra cells that have been built up. So those bacteria, the tubercular bacteria in this case, are actually helping the body heal itself. So there's a very specific pattern that every single body goes through. Whenever we as a being go into fight or flight, the body has a specific response pattern to every single type of fight or flight conflict that we have. So everybody's body, everybody that has, a frozen shoulder, they've all gone through the same type of conflict, emotional conflict. Everybody that has a fatty liver, they've all gone through the same emotional conflict. Everybody that has breast cancer has gone through the same type of emotional conflict. Our bodies respond to us very clearly. Oh, hey, Connie. Hey, everybody that's joining. If anybody has questions, please pop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer questions. But this time in our human history, it is the time of the Great Awakening. Humanity, we are moving into a brand new paradigm, a totally new era. And leaving the old era behind is a little rocky at the moment. But start to look at the bigger picture. Look where we are heading as humanity. And then go within. And what do you want for yourself? Hold the vision of what we want. We can look at the surface and we can get trapped in the fear. Or we can start to recognize that there's something bigger happening. There are many bigger picture things happening. The dark and the light. This is kind of the last stand. The dark is making itself known. And I'm not talking about people necessarily, but that's how it plays out, because we are here as being human. So this is how it plays out in our society. But the dark and the light, the dark has taken on a lot of power because we have been feeding it with our fears. So it's really imperative that we stop feeding our fears, that we stop feeding the darkness, so that the darkness, when darkness serves a purpose, when the dark and the light are in balance, the darkness serves a purpose. If you think of the day-night cycle, when during the day, when it's bright out, we're active, we're doing our thing, we're living life, we're enjoying the planet. At night, when it goes dark, that's when we get quiet and we go within, and it's time for our rest. So that dark and light, day-night cycle, it serves a purpose. The darkness is here as contrast to the light, so that it gives us more choice, and it serves a wonderful purpose. But when we feed too much energy into the dark, when we feed the fear, when we feed our anxiety, when we get stuck in shame or blame or guilt, we're feeding that darkness, we're feeding that side, and it gets the dark, our own dark and light get out of balance. So when we're in fear, when we're in anxiety, our dark is more than 50%, and the light takes the back seat. So we allow the darkness to dim our light. So it's up to each and every one of us now, as we go inside, to start going within and start to clear out the darkness from our lives, to clear out the energies of shame, blame, guilt, fear, anxiety, and start turning up our inner light, turning up the joy, the peace, the ease, the capable, confident, certain. Turning all of those energies up allows us to shine our light. So this is really the war between the dark and the light right now. So this is our opportunity. We are all a collective. We are each an individual consciousness, but we are also part of the collective. So as our individual selves, if we amp up the darkness, then we go into the fear and the anxiety and the angst and the depression. But when we amp up the light, we start to become brighter, we start to become more aware, we start to become more rejuvenated and happy and healthy and feeling confident and capable and comfortable in our own skin. And as each one of us turns our light on and amplifies our own light, we're also adding to the light of the collective. So staying focused on turning up the light is where we all need to be at this point. And giving our attention to all the good things that are coming from us going within right now. Start to look at the bigger picture and start to look inside yourself and start clearing out all of these old dark energies so that we as a humanity can move into this new earth paradigm where we are literally bringing heaven and earth together so that we can live in the light with just a shadow instead of the darkness out to get us. So I hope that this has been helpful. Thanks for everybody that has been joining today. Again, I'm Lisa Warner. I'm the author of this book, The Simplicity of Self-Healing. If you'd like a different perspective on your body and healing, this is a great place to start. If you haven't read this book, it's very helpful to people because it's all of the awarenesses that I used to get myself out of that, of being attacked by cancer. So this is one way when you start using the awareness in this book, you can start to see, wait a minute, my body's not being attacked. My body's actually doing exactly what it's designed to do. Hang on, this is a totally different way of looking at things. I explain how I did that in this book. So you can get it on Amazon.com. Again, please, if you need some help, I'm going to be teaching a course on how to clear out your darkness and how to amplify your light, how to start seeing broader pictures so you can start seeing in multiple layers of consciousness at one time. And so you can start to take control of your own life. You can start to manage your own energy, and you can start to generate a life that you really love living, because we're here to live. We are not here to be in survival mode. We're not here to be in that survival level mentality. It doesn't serve us. It only creates more wars. And we're done with wars. Aren't we done, please? With wars, whether it's wars with microbes or wars with each other. It's time to end that. So for everybody, watch the bigger picture. Look at the earth as she's renewing herself. Look at humanity as we're all coming together to support each other as one heart. Start looking at the broader perspectives and start looking within and just start clearing out. I will be giving you tools in the new course to start really clearing out that darkness and really amplifying your light. So let's all work on amplifying our light this week. Find the good things, find the joy, find what makes you happy. Reach out to others, help each other. If you need help, please reach out in here in this group, Soul Sourced Healing. If you're watching this video and you're not in the group, please feel free to join this Facebook group, Soul Sourced Healing. Let's support each other. Reach out with your questions. Let's start some dialogue so that you can start seeing from a different perspective and empowering yourselves. It is time to awaken. All of humanity is going through the process of awakening. It's an amazing process. Many have already gone through the process of awakening, but if you have not yet gone through the process of awakening, you're in for a wild ride. So it doesn't have to be difficult, and it doesn't have to take a long time. So please reach out if you need assistance. And you can reach me at lisa@lisa-warner.com. That's lisawarner.com, but with a hyphen in there. All right. So please reach out if I can be of assistance. And until next week, thanks for joining me. Create for yourselves a great week. Bye for now.